All right, so let's jump right in. What we're talking about today, it's not just another browser, not some shiny new app. This is about something way bigger. We're looking at a proposal that wants to completely change our digital lives, to rewrite the rulebook for how we even exist online.
And this quote, man, it just nails the core problem, doesn't it? For decades, we have lived in the age of rent. Just think about that for a second. Do you really own anything online? Your profile, your anything? The whole idea here is that we're all just tenants. We're building our digital lives on borrowed land.
And this slide, this really breaks down what that age of rent actually feels like. Look at the current web, right? Your identity, that social media account, it's just rented. It can be suspended, deleted, poof, gone. Your domain name? Yeah, you're just renting that address, paying a fee every year. And your data? Oh, that's the big one. It's a commodity, bought and sold in these invisible markets. But DeepOcean's whole promise is to flip that script completely. Your identity becomes something you actually own. Your domain becomes a permanent asset, like a piece of digital real estate. And your data? Oh, that's the big one. It goes into a private vault that nobody but you has the key to. Okay, so here's the plan. First, we're really going to dig into this idea of the age of rent. We'll get a handle on the problems with the internet as we know it and why some people think it's time for a massive overhaul. And once we've laid out the problem, we'll get to the solution, this idea of digital sovereignty. This is all about the shift from, being a renter to being an owner in your own digital world. And that's really the core of it. DeepOcean isn't being pitched as just another web browser. The ambition here is so much bigger. Think of it as a full-blown operating system, one that's built from the ground up to give you total control, total ownership, real digital sovereignty. Okay, so that's a huge promise, right? Sounds almost too good to be true. So how are they planning to pull it off? Now we're going to get into the nuts and bolts, the actual tech architecture that's supposed to make all this a reality. So, the first piece of the puzzle is what they call digital ghosting, and it's pretty clever. You know how most privacy tools hide your IP address? Well, DeepOcean does that too, using Tor right out of the box. But it goes a step further. It tackles something called device fingerprinting. Basically, it makes your browser's digital signature, its fingerprint, look exactly the same as millions of other users. It's like putting on the exact same uniform as everyone else in a giant crowd. You just blend in. You become a digital ghost. Next up is this idea of a sovereign data vault. And the rule behind it is super simple. They call it the local gravity law. Basically, your data never leaves your machine. Your history, your passwords, your keys, it's all encrypted and stays right there with you. It's not synced to some company's cloud server. And that's huge because it means data breaches become, impossible. I mean, they can't leak data they never had in the first place. Okay, this is where it gets really interesting. There's an AI built into this thing. But, and this is a huge but, it runs completely on your device. It's an on-device AI. It's not phoning home to some giant corporate server with everything you do. This AI is designed to be your personal guardian, working just for you, especially when your money is on the line. So how does this AI guardian actually guard you? Let's walk through it. Say you're about to do a transaction in Web3. Before you commit, that on-device AI runs a simulation of the whole thing right there on your machine. It takes a look at that super complex smart contract code, the stuff that's impossible for most of us to read, and it decodes it. Then it spits out a simple plain English warning on your screen. Something like, hey, this contract is trying to get unlimited access to all your funds. It shows you exactly what's about to happen before you give it the green light. And this all leads to a really deep, kind of scary question when you think about it. How can you truly trust what you see on your screen? That button you're about to click, that form you're about to fill out, how do you know it's legit and not a fake? This is the core problem behind phishing scams, and solving it is maybe the most ambitious part of this whole project. The solution they're proposing isn't just a band-aid. It's a total teardown and replacement of the entire web stack. I mean, everything. So instead of having HTML, CSS, and JavaScript as separate things, they have one single unified language. Instead of backend servers, you have the blockchain. And instead of the old DNS system, you've got NFT domains that you can actually own forever. It's a completely new foundation for the web. And the security payoff for doing all that? It's huge. It's this simple principle. What you see is what you sign. Because the interface itself, every button, every piece of text, is generated directly from the smart contract on the blockchain. It's impossible to fake it. You can't have a friendly-looking button that's secretly wired to drain your wallet. the interface is cryptographically locked to the action. So interface forgery, phishing pages, they just can't exist in this system. So you add all these pieces together, the ghosting, the local vault, the unified stack, and what do you get? You get a system that makes some pretty incredible guarantees right from the start. We're talking no IP leakage, no device fingerprinting, no ads, no trackers, no sneaky third-party scripts, no telemetry sending data back to the mothership, and absolutely no cloud storage of your stuff. Privacy here isn't an option you have to find in the settings menu, it's the default. It's just how it works. Okay, I know what you're probably thinking. This sounds incredibly radical, like we'd have to abandon the entire internet we use today. So what's the deal? Do you have to pick a side, the old web or this new one? And the answer is nope. The plan is for DeepOcean to work as a hybrid browser. It's a bridge between two worlds. You can still go to Google, you can still watch YouTube, you can visit all your normal websites, no problem. The key difference is that when you do, all of DeepOcean's privacy shields are up. The ad blocking, the tracker blocking, the anti-fingerprinting stuff, it all gets applied to the regular web too. So let's pull back for a second. What does a project like this mean for the future of the web? Is it just a cool niche tool for the ultra privacy conscious? Or is it a sign of something much, much bigger? This quote from the people behind the project really puts their whole mission into perspective. They say the internet is collapsing under ads, surveillance, and control. It's a pretty stark view, right? And in that light, they see DeepOcean as two things at the same time. It's the lifeboat you can use to get away from that collapsing system, but it's also the flagship for a totally new fleet, a new kind of internet that we actually own. And really, that's the big question I want to leave you with. When we see these incredibly ambitious projects, what are we actually looking at? Is this just a lifeboat, a patch for a broken internet? Or is it something more? Could this be the actual blueprint for a fundamentally different internet, built on entirely new principles? Because whatever the answer is, it's going to shape all of our digital lives for a long, long time.